Hey guys, welcome back, and in today's video I will be showing you guys the value of a polar bear. And the polar bear actually came out in 2019, so it has a lot of value that got added onto it. Like, even though it is just a rare, people will trade so much for it, and it's worth more than some legendaries now. Like some kind of not so good legendaries, it's worth more than that. Okay, so our first trade, we're getting offered a couple of beluga whales, and that's not fair because beluga whales are common and a lot of people have them in their inventory, so that's a lose. And for our next trade, we are getting offered a rideable ice moth. Oh, they took it out, but that would have actually been classified as a win because it's okay legendary. But they just added a black moon bear, and that's a lose because the polar bear came out way before the moon bear, and it has a whole bunch more value added onto it. But for our next trade, they are giving us a neon starfish. Oh my goodness, a neon ninja monkey, a Cerberus. Okay, a golden unicorn, and 3 uncommon neons. So this trade is, they said which one. So actually, for the starfish and the ninja monkey, that would be a win. But for the Cerberus, the golden unicorn, the phoenix box, the poodle, and the snowman, it will be classified as a lose. So the first two, those are a win, but the rest are lose. But for our next trade, we are now getting offered a brown bear. So this is actually pretty hard, or actually not at all. But they both are bears, and they're both bears. But the brown bear actually came out in the jungle egg, and it was way before. So that is a win for us. But now we're getting offered a red panda that's flyable, and they decline. But that's a lose because red pandas are extremely common. Even though they are ultra rare, many people have them, so that's a lose. But now we're getting offered a robot and a fang horn tortoise. So this trade actually is a lose. Even though they're giving us an ultra rare and a legendary, those aren't very good pets. So even though it is like okay pets, we would get a whole lot more for it. So this trade is a lose. But now we're getting, they gave us, so the frost unicorn, obviously that will be a win because it is a very good legendary. But now they're just getting a gingerbread mouse, a ginger cat, and some little basic kind of little add-ons. So this trade isn't fair at all. It's not worth it. And the polar bear has way more demand and value than those all combined. But now we're getting offered an eggnog that's rideable and a woolly mammoth that's rideable. And those two together is not fair. Those two are just an uncommon and a rare that have been out for a little bit, not too long, but a little bit. Oh, okay, they're giving us 2 ultra. So the St. Bernard honestly does a lot of value to this trade. So this together, it is classified as fair or a win. But now we are getting offered, let's see what they're gonna, okay, so these two pets both actually came out at the same time, the reindeer and the polar bear did, but the reindeer actually has a little bit more rarity, and they're giving us a sloth. So those two together, this is a win. And for our next trade, we're getting offered a mouse, and obviously a mouse is a common, and they don't have good demand or rarity either, so that trade is a lose. But now we're getting offered a Christmas egg, and the Christmas egg is actually an uncommon. They're giving us a woolly mammoth, and that's not, okay, so they're giving us, a frog is a really good pet that came out the Aussie egg, but the polar bear came out first, and the polar bear does have more demand than the frog does, so this is a lose. But now we're getting offered a corgi, and a corgi is just a normal ultra rare that is in the game, so this trade is a lose. But for our next trade, we are now getting offered a lunar moon bear, and they're giving us some kites. So actually the lunar moon bear is a legendary, and it's it's not a good legendary, but it's an okay legendary. But the polar bear did come out first, and even though it is a rare, this is a lose because the lunar bears do not have good value. And in our next trade, we're getting offered we're getting offered a fly ride caterpillar, and then they're giving us a white Amazon. So actually the white Amazon alone, without the caterpillar and whatever else they're giving us, that is actually a big win. So this is a big win because the Amazon does so much, and so does a caterpillar. But now we're getting offered an urban egg, and they gave us the Leon lunar tiger, but they took it out, and the urban egg is a egg that came out not too long ago. So this trade is a lose because more people have it than they do with the polar bear. But now we're getting offered a neon mouse. Our neon mouse is a common that is in game very common, so this trade is a lose. Even if they were to add more, they have to add quite a bit more, so this could be fair, but it's a lose right now. And now we're getting offered a red squirrel. And squirrel is just an ultra rare that many people have. And oh, they declined, but that's a lose. Many people have that pet and it's very common, so that's a lose. But now we're getting a frog, and we got offered a frog and more, and a frog is worth less than a polar bear, so that trade is lose. But now we're getting offered an orangutan and a cryo sphinx and a scarecrow. Okay, so this is actually the cryo sphinx alone is actually a win. So they're taking the pets out. That still right here is a win because oh my god, they're adding it back. But this trade right here is a win because the cryo sphinx alone and the crow have very good value for the polar bear. But now we're getting offered a dodo, and a dodo and a polar bear have very similar value. That's probably about equal. That's fair. And they're giving us a royal egg and a ride potion on top of that. So that's kind of like a little two kind of little add-ons, but they don't really need to add that on. So this trade is fair with the dodo, and they're giving us two more things, so it's a win. But now we're getting offered a cryo sphinx and then a Halloween evil wiener dog plus a normal neon dog. So this is actually a win because the cryo sphinx alone is worth the same as a polar bear, and they're giving us 2 extra free pets. So that's a win. But for our next trade, we are getting offered a desert egg. So this trade isn't fair because you can go and get a desert egg right now. As for the polar bear, you can only get it through trading. So that's not fair. So now we're getting offered a Manineku, and actually they have pretty good value for themselves. So if this person were to add a little bit more, like maybe just the tiniest bit more, then this trade will be fair. But for now it's a lose because they're not giving us as much as what a polar bear is worth. Okay, so now they're giving us the clownfish, and the clownfish came out way later than the polar bear did. So even though it isn't ultra rare, it's still worth way less than a polar bear because a polar bear has more demand. Okay, so now we're getting offered a desert egg, a rice cake rabbit, a goldfish, a gingerbread reindeer, a minion chick, and then little pets. So actually, if you were to add all of this up, then this trade would be about fair. But I wouldn't do it only because those pets are harder to trade than the polar bear itself. But they're taking out all the good pets and leaving us with an orangutan and a goldfish, so that's a lose. But now we're getting offered a regular test, and you can go get that right now for some bucks. And all you can get is pet wear out of it, so this trade is a lose as to a pet that is no longer in the game. But we're getting a mask again, the same reason as the common that multiple people have, so that's a lose. But now we're getting offered a ghost wolf that is just the rare, and they don't have very good value or demand, and you can honestly probably get one for like about free, like someone would just give it away, so this trade is a lose. But now we're getting a legendary kit soon, and even though they are a legendary, they don't have very good demand, and a polar bear actually has more demand than they do, so this trade is a lose. But now we're getting offered a neon monkey, and both pets are rare. One of them is neon. They're both out of the game, so this trade is a win. But actually, you can go get this. This came out the lunar update, the $1,000 bug silk bag, and it's for $1,000. You can go get that right now. So this trade is a lose. But now we're getting offered, oh, okay, so a phoenix actually, there is a phoenix and a golden ladybug. So the phoenix let alone is worth more than the polar bear, and it's a good legendary. The ladybug is just an okay legendary, so this trade is actually a win because you're giving us 2 legendaries. One is out of the game for a polar bear, so that's a win. Okay, now we're getting offered a parakeet, an ibis, a gecko, and a ghost wolf, and those are all little kind of rares. Like, they don't have very good value, they don't have very good demand, so this trade with all 4 of them, this isn't worth it. And he just told us to choose one from here, and that is not a win at all. That is a big lose and not fair. But now we're getting added a hydra, and a hydra came out the mythical egg, which was an egg not too long ago, and they don't have very good demand, and he declined, but that trade is a lose. But now we're getting offered a metal ox, and a metal ox is probably one of the worst legendaries. They have quite horrible demand, and a dog, so the legendary and a common for a rare that has pretty good demand, this trade is a lose. But now we're getting, oh, okay, so flower-eyed lavender dragon, that trade is definitely a, okay, so we got it removed, but that trade would definitely be a big win. But we're just getting a scarecrow horse, and the scarecrow pets don't really have good demand, so that's a lose. But now we are getting offered a an alpaca. So an alpaca is an ultra rare. They have pretty good value. We're getting a binturong, a Christmas pudding pup, and a clownfish. So we're giving 4 ultra rares that are pretty good. They're giving us a real Vencio, so those ultra rares are pretty good. But I think you could get a little bit more for a polar bear, even though that is a win. But those pets are a little hard to trade. But anyways, that is all I have for now. If you would like to be a part of Team JJ and want free legendary pet giveaways, make sure to follow 4 steps. The first is to like the video, the second is to subscribe, the third is to join Team JJ on Roblox, and the fourth and final step is to comment the name down below. Bye!